Recording.
We call to order a regular city council meeting on Monday, August 25th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. Could we stand and give a place to our flag? Council Baber, would you please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could roll call, please?
Counselor Weaver,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Lakeland, here, Counselor Parker.
Here.
Counselor Miller, here, there you have a forum.
So to start this meeting, I would request a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
A motion and a second.
Counselor Parker. Counselor Lakeland, aye. Counselor Weaver,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Miller, aye. Motion carried.
Next on the agenda is request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll make that motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Counselor Lakeland, aye. Counselor Weaver,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Miller, aye. Counselor Parker.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Next item on the agenda is public comments. We would like to remind the citizens that when you address the governing body, that you address the entire group. It's not one person, but the entire governing body with your comments. Do we have anyone that would like to address the governing body? Yes, Jeff Flint. Please state your name,
Lori Plant, I'm the municipal court judge. So mayor, members of council, I'm here because the ordinance is up for review. So there's a couple of things that I want you guys to consider when you're looking at this today. Is that one, the judge is on call 24 hours a day. If we're going to go off of population, I just want you to consider it to be population for every position that we want. From city clerk to the chief of police, all of them should be based on population. We don't deal with population, we deal with completions. They vary, some of them do a lot, some not so many. But you get what you pay for. And right now, it's a little more than minimum wage if you don't around hours of work. If you go off of hours on call, it's at least less than $1 an hour. So whoever you get in here, whoever runs, whoever prevails that election. Again, if you want someone that's qualified, the court is now in compliance, which took years to get it into compliance. It's now 6 weeks, which safety things taken care of, as you know, and Ms. Miller knows, that was a fight. And it was taken out of the court's budget to make the court safe. And that's the things that needs to be considered when you're looking at that.
thank you, Judge Flint. Anyone else that would like to address the governing body? Yes, state your name, please.
Hey. My name is Ellen Israel. I'm a public information officer with the U.S. Small Business Administration. And I'm here to let you know about the cash flow system for offering all throughout Lincoln County. Basically what we do is for low interest rate loans straight from the federal government. And even though our name is the Small Business Administration, these loans are also available to homeowners, renters, and nonprofits, which now includes churches as well. Homeowners can qualify for up to $600,000. Renters can qualify for up to $100,000, and businesses and nonprofits can qualify to up to $2 million. The deadline for physical payments is September 22nd, 2025. So that's coming up, but the SBA does have a very generous deadline, or grace period surrounding the deadline of about 60 days. So if you can't get in your application for physical damage by then, that's totally fine. We also have an economic injury deadline, that's April 22nd, 2026. And that is for businesses who have suffered a loss of revenue due to the flooding and the storms that happened in June through August. Your interest rate will be, or could be as low as 2.813% if you're a homeowner, 4% if you're a business, and 3.625% if you are a nonprofit. And I know a loan might sound kind of scary or intimidating, and you might not want to take on the loan right now. But a good thing about these loans is that we do not require payment for the first year, and you also do not accrue interest for that first year as well. You can use these funds for again, repairing and replacing your property, including cars, anything that you would take with you when you move. And you can also use them for relocating or refinancing or for mitigating against any sort of disaster. That can just be flooding, it can be against, say, wildfires as well. And if you have more questions, if you'd like more information, our website is sba.gov/disaster.
Would you repeat that again? Because normally with this, where we are right now with the agenda, we prefer not the interaction back and forth because we've got a lot of business. But, yes, can we get that so that the council, in particular, and others will be able to, contact you? And would you repeat that again slowly?
Yes, our website is sba.gov/disaster. You can also call our customer service line. That's 1-800-659-2955. Again, that's 1-800-659-2955. Or you can visit us in person. We are at the Disaster Resource Center at 709 Meacham Drive. We're open from Tuesday to Friday, 9 to 6 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1. Again, that's 709 Meacham Drive, right by the Alberts.
Okay, there again, and you talk very rapidly, they're right as fast as they can. Our councilors, is there any that you need to repeat?
Where's your location at?
709 Meacham
Tell me
Drive.
where it's at.
It's like Eastern New Mexico University Annex, right by Albertsons.
And you will be available, if anyone wants to contact you then during the week, certain hours or?
Yes, the Disaster Resource Center is open from 9 to 6 Tuesday through Friday and Saturdays 9 to 1.
Yes, Council. Yes.
I know that some entities will say, well, we have $11 million. When it's gone, it's gone. Do you have a limitation on the loan amounts? Big picture?
As far as I know, we do not. But that's as far as I know.
Okay.
That's the reason we really would prefer to contact you as individuals and this kind of thing, because a lot of times you're not gonna have what they want. So they may be coming to see you, some of us.
Perfect.
Councilor Miller?
Yes, ma'am. Is this just for loans? There's someone else or some other company that was here talking about possible grants.
Yes, so the Small Business Administration only deals with loans, but I know the Department of Homeland Security is now offering grants to help with small business. And they're also a disaster.
They're over there too. Okay, thank you.
And I can have some of our flyer.
That would be good.
And then
You can probably just read them on the stand and people can do it.
well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can I have one before they give away? Please.
Let's go ahead and get the councilors, some now. If they disappear, we're gonna be able to run some off, I think. We can do it that way. And we go.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, we got.
I think that's greedy, just gonna put one.
Yes.
Is the air still there?
No, that's when I turned it down.
Mr. Mayor, Councilors, Jason Burns, County Manager. I wanted to come this evening to your meeting and give you a quick update on some of the items the county currently has rolling on. They may not involve the city. I mean, first is our EWP, our buyout program, the county's working on facilitating. I know this is a program that's of great interest to everyone. And we're working diligently on it. We have submitted an estimate that we think we're working on. That we're hesitant to release right now, but we do have something that we're working on as far as dollar amount with our federal friends and NRCS. And that we are working with our state legislative office. As soon as we get to a point that we're ready to present this, we will start doing some PR. And some public outreach, like here's where we're at, here's the prioritizations. But we don't really wanna get the cart in front of the horse on this. But we very much understand that there's an immediate need of folks now.
Yeah.
And that we're trying to get here as hastily as we can, within the handcuffs of government that we all wear. So we are working on that. That does include everyone from the top of the canyon all the way down through the valley. So it's not something that we're excluding anyone in the county. Will end up being the fiscal agent on this as we move forward. That we're hopeful will happen soon. Another bit of positive information is our Woody Barrier projects. The wildland urban interface, it's hard to mouthful to say. But our fire barrier projects, those are moving forward. We've been working with State Forest. And we're hoping to be cutting trees, starting right up here behind you is where we're gonna start, within the next couple of weeks. State Forest has been very supportive of this. We have our maps and our barriers, identified. And like I said, this is gonna move forward as the county as the project or the point on this project. And we're hoping 2 weeks. Trees starting to fall, come out of their beginnings, so we have a defensible base. That'll help save the city. We can work.
Jason,
Yes, sir, sorry,
well, I hate to interrupt.
about 3 minutes.
Well, no, well, this is important enough to take 3 hours, these fires and floods.
Yes, sir.
No, when you say behind us, are you talking about on the north side of the highway, south side? Because I'm not sure.
Nothing that way, it's gotta be.
I was gonna point, it's. Yes, sir.
On the south side.
So the intent behind this is to start on the south side between the reservation. And you have a main transmission line that runs back there, and that's kind of gonna be the barrier that we're working off of. That we're working with the owner of that transmission line, which I think it's not a trickle, it's the old.
Yeah.
Thank you. To
And
use
that
their
is
existing
a
lease.
good place to start,
Yes,
because the prevailing wind. You know, there are exceptions, but the prevailing wind here, we know how hard it can blow. You can't outrun it, you're not gonna get away. It comes from the southwest to the northeast, correct, Counselor? And it blows hard from the travel center, the reservation.
yes, sir.
And so all of this is got a lot of timber on it. On the north side, it's been burned out a few
So
times.
we are starting on the south, and we are gonna go from 70 down to Glencoe, up to Olds Reservation Line where we have the lake at. That's gonna be where we start. That's gonna be the focus. There's obviously much more area, but with the support of our representatives and state folks, what we want is this to be an ongoing funding source and initiative every year so that we can ultimately get everywhere we need to go. There's gonna be 2 pieces to this. There's gonna be the barrier part, creating defensible space, and then there's gonna be the community part where folks can apply. For the county to come in with our contractors, our services, to bid properties for folks that request it, and that's gonna be done through SWORD office. She already has an established process with the support of the county. So that will be coming into Wells, and like I said, as soon as we get the deal signed, we're gonna be doing some significant PR, public outreach, and let everybody know about this. We're also going to be creating a website, which is a central point of, information for all of our programs. So with that, we're also working with the village and Mr. Jarvis. And I meant to say, so maybe I did, but we are working with Fire Chief Keck Keith back there on our various teams, so he's very much part of this process and supporting us as well. On your grants and projects, we're working with Joey and Miss Alejandra for several of your programs that are coming up, including your EDA grant and your recreational grants that are coming up, as well as also your working our for the county aspect, on grants and projects that are coming up that are any way we can help and reach out. Please. Do what, sir? Oh, sorry, I thought someone had a question. And finally, just overall coordination. We've had a few meetings with the city personnel and very good meetings. You got a good team around you and we're gonna help support you guys how we can. Cause I know we're in this thing together. Anything you need from us, please don't hesitate, but between Ms. Alejandra and Joey and Chief Ed, I think we have Jeanette in there too. Anything you guys need, sure reach out and support you how we can with any of our resources.
Okay, we have a citizen that's got a question, but Wayne Williams?
Yeah, when I first come up here, what, 25 years ago, every place I went, people were cleaning pine needles up. They had stacks of pine needles all over their front yard. And I don't see that anymore. Is it still required to keep pine needles? But that was one of the fix this flood, was the pine needles building up under your
As
cars.
part of that, I know we're gonna look at some issues with making communities, IBHS standards and some community hardening programs that will request folks to do that, but as far as requiring people, it's real hard for us to go on someone's property. I mean, we can. And if that's something that the city and the county and the village want to hire code enforcement, and they have a code or zoning issue that the city can definitely require. I know the county's gonna recommend it, but I've been in the direction of the county commission that they don't wanna do zoning and ordinances and have to go start enforcing people as part of the benefit of living.
Well, I think most people keep their yards, I'm talking about the state forest, the state. Do they do it
Council
clean?
Lasswell, did you have something you would?
I do, because I don't want to interrupt Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams, do you want to finish your statement?
I just wondered if the state, would, some way we could ask them through our county, if they would, do a little maintenance on the forest. You know,
There was something about private property that would.
There is, yes, there is, there's an ordinance the council could do that follows the benefits of urban forestry where you force the community to do it. But we've already been reaching out, people have reached out, we've talked to district ranger here. I know Mr. Burns has been talking to people, they ain't got nowhere on the forest side yet, but as far as our stuff, yes.
I'm just curious.
Mr. Mayor, councilors, I would like, and we'll talk to Ms. Alejandra about this, to provide an area in your agenda for this for a county update, that's maybe every meeting or every other meeting, so we can have more of a dialogue. With some county updates and programs and this projects that we have going on, and then we can come. So,
Appreciate that. I would appreciate that
yes, ma'am.
because we just don't hear much from the county and it will be great.
And I'd like to be able to do it back and forth and not do it during a public comment session. We can actually have a spot on your agenda.
Council Proctor?
One question, the trees you cut down, where are they going?
We have several spots that we're going right now, and what we're really gonna try to do is use them, I don't even know what it's called, but the flood mitigation. where we-
Trash racks.
Well, trash racks also, but as you lay them across the hills for, as the water flows off the hills. And also between trash racks, so we have some options that we're evaluating, as we get to that point, I'll be able to come answer that a little more in detail. As we get there, and what the intent is, we have several contractors on state contract, we're gonna utilize local contractors. So that'll be a direction we'll give them as we start that.
Do you have another question, Counselor?
My question is, between the city limits, and I own up to the city limits, behind me up that hill is Forest Service before that transition line. Is the United States Forest Service going to be involved at all?
Yes, ma'am, so, obviously on Forest Service land, we have to go through the Forest Service and comply with the federal standards of what they are in the whole NEPA process. We have had some initial conversations with them, as well as other federal figures to expedite that process. Making the point that, we understand the concern of the federal government and with the endangered species and the archaeological factors. But it's our job to protect people that are here now, not necessarily what was here 500 years ago. And it's important, very much is. But what's our priority here? So they're gonna work with us. We're still gonna go through the process, but on an expedited level. And that's why we're trying to work with PNM, because they already have the easements on both sides. I think we could get in there right now. And that's also why we're gonna try to get on private property. Because we can come through private property owners right now with the right of entry and start now. But we are gonna work through the US Forest Service. to make sure that fun.
Thank you.
Council Baker?
Yeah, I know you just touched on it a little bit, but I'm getting calls. There's people living in motels down here and I ain't got nothing to tell them. We don't know where to send them for help or, you know, half of us paying for their deals, the other half saying they're paying, the motel's paying for a week and then is there somebody going around paying for these people?
It's our understanding right now that they have a program, and I'm gonna have to follow up with this on you, and get a more detailed answer for that. It's my understanding that they have programs right now with FEMA and DHSCM that are paying for hotel rooms. So I'm gonna have to follow up with that and give you a more detailed answer so that you can get an answer, and I'll have that for you tomorrow. I'll get you on the room and reach out to you, just so you can know.
Just so I got something to tell them.
Yes, sir. In this thing, we're trying to get this thing through right now as fast as we can. That's why we're working within our CSR, trying to make this thing a reality, and even with the state level. One of our top priorities is gonna be during a special session that's coming up. So we're trying now. We know it's a problem. We're trying to get an answer. So.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Anyone else, from our public would like to address the governing body? Okay. Councilor comments is next on the agenda. Councilors, Councilor Lacewell.
Judge Plant, I'd like to address you during my comment. I am sorry that you had to go through public input to talk to us today. And I hope that soon in the future, you'll be able to be on the agenda when you ask.
Councilor Miller.
Just want to thank everybody for coming. This is a time where we all need to get together and know what's happening. Helping the people that need help. So thank you. I appreciate your attendance here.
Councilor Proctor.
Yes, I got a little bit to discuss here. I put in an agenda request for the meeting for tonight. And it was denied, and if you don't mind, I'd like to pass this around so all the people can see it. Sure. So. This here is, we thought we could take care of this business in a regular meeting. And we haven't been able to, people want to attorney. Being said, either not on the agenda. Memorandum. I don't have any alternative but to call for a special meeting. At this time, I'd like to call the councilors for a special meeting. For approval, disapproval. Council Lacewell, do you?
I approve of special meeting.
Councilor DePaper,
No.
Councilor Miller.
I approve of the special meeting. I think we need to talk about a lot of stuff.
So I'll call for a special meeting.
You didn't say where you,
I called the,
okay, gotcha.
So,
And I was well aware of it. Do this.
so that being said, all we have to do is majority of the councilors voted on this, so we have a meeting. We have two dates that we can choose from, the 10th of September, 2 p.m. or the 11th of September at 2 p.m. I would ask the governing body to look at September the 11th at 2 p.m.
Council Proctor, the 11th of September works for me.
Council Baber, Council Miller,
It's fine.
okay, and I agree with the 11th September at 2 P.M. That being said, we have a September 11th at 2 P.M. council meeting. And request the clerk and to copy the legal. Copy the legal. The most of a special meeting is of all councils in accordance with the requirements of the Open Meetings Act. Notice 31.02, paragraph B, to members at the usual place of residence. And I am now going to let there's a special meeting request and the agenda. We request that this be posted no later than the 28th day of this month for the close of business. And city attorney, do you have any comments on what we just did?
Just, mayor, councilors, Ally just noticed it like you would a regular meeting. And then there's a special requirement for special meetings, which is each one of them. I think your ordinance either says that business or residence. And the state statute says business or residence. I noticed that they were different.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure that you're posted in accordance with the open meetings.
Correct.
Okay.
This one for a question. When I was looking at it, it said that for special meeting, that new state statute from House Bill 293, is that right?
Mayor, councilor, that's House Bill 298, just recently changed the statute on it.
298, and it says that for a special meeting, it has to be in the newspaper, is that, did I read that correctly?
I can take a look, but I think your Open Meetings Act resolution tells you how you have to post, and I think your Open Meetings Act resolution says it has to be in the newspaper. Is that right, Alan?
No.
Oh, no, okay. And I don't think that H198 of the amendments require newspaper publication.
Okay.
You just have to follow your Open Meetings Act resolution. And then separately, serve each one of the counselors.
All right, and in the event that it turns out it really does need to be in the newspaper.
I'll let you know by tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll let
thank you.
Ally know.
Yes, sir.
The mayor's included on that being served too, is that not correct?
It says governing body, so yes. Well, so Ally would be all fired.
Any other comments under councilor comments? That will take us to the mayor's comments. I think it might be appropriate at this time to introduce the temporary attorney that we have from out of Albuquerque. It is Nan Winter from a law firm in Albuquerque that will represent us temporarily. How long? Till the election or December?
Mayor, councilors, I'm not sure. So my goal here, I was assigned by New Mexico Self-Insurance Fund to come down there. I do represent Las Cruces as well, Socorro. So I'm down, I represent Tula Rosa, so I'm down. So my goal here is to, see you through the election and get you through an RFP process for legal counsel.
Awesome.
So, my guess is you'll probably want to wait till after the election to issue our legal. And then see where it goes.
Okay, I thought there might be appropriate to bring that up. Okay, and under mayor's comments, what I've requested, I thought would be a good thing to do is to get some monthly reports and presentations for the councilors. And so, first on the list that I have would be the fire chief to give us a monthly report.
Mayor, city council. I've turned in that sheet, I'm sorry, I don't have it with me today. If there are any questions.
For the public, this is Keith Keck, he's the fire chief. Yes,
Mayor, I'll make a suggestion that we got the reports in our Wednesday when we had our paperwork handed to us from the city clerk. And my understanding was if we get a written report like that we've got time to look at it. And then if we have questions, we can call them outside of the meeting, or not holding this meeting up. 45 minutes to an hour, questioning them on stuff and questioning them on our time and their time, rather than. Just an idea.
Well, I was thinking that. We wouldn't have to get into the question and answer necessarily, if they could just, give us a for the public also, it's not just for the council. So the public can hear this. So I would like to go ahead and let each department head. One thing, they've already made this, they put time out to do this, and now we're right at the last minute here saying, no, we won't do it. So go ahead, keep it brief. We will try to do that. Okay,
So I'll leave it up to any questions you have.
Is there anything out of the ordinary? That we need to know about?
Day-to-day calls. Right now, I'm not running any calls, night calls after 5 o'clock. Fire calls, I'm still running those, as needed when they come out 45. But the only thing we've got so far right now is night calls.
yes, council.
Did we get everything straightened out on your 20-hour deal?
20-hour.
Your deputy, the other guy?
Oh, yeah, so he turned in his, he resigned and went back to. As a volunteer. Because he can be more beneficial to us than having, being only allowed to be here for 20 hours out of the day. Or out of the pay period. So he resigned and he's helping out on the volunteer side. So it'd be a little bit more useful.
So we lost another good guy. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for the question, too. Councilor Miller.
Hi, Chief. I was just wondering, is there any, fire hazard because of debris? Anywhere that you've seen? We want to do a cleanup here in October. Beautification committee. And
Oh, that's you want to go on. I mean, we got, quite a bit of issues with, not being picked up with, brush piles. That people have met their 12-yard limit for the year. So we have those, that's still an issue, something we can get those. Yeah. If we can get, the grapples, we can eliminate that issue, but.
we're planning to clean up, and I was thinking about calling servants and some of them to maybe come help us in October.
Okay.
I don't know how to really identify these and what enforcement. Let us know some of the places that might use it.
I'd love to know that we can come up with plans.
Wonderful. We'll do that.
Okay.
That it? Okay, thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, Pete.
Next was the court administrator. You have something for us, please?
Mayor, member of the council. Maria, the other court administrator. I'm not a department head.
Same thing.
You're in charge.
Same thing, different name. Go
Right.
ahead.
So, you guys all got the monthly report, as you always have, it's if you going, you don't have a whole lot of action with not all the officers being, certified, but we did have 2 weddings. And we had, I don't have the money report, I think I forgot that page, but we did have 2 weddings on top of all of the recording. And I'm open to any questions.
Mine is up from it. Your reports are always so concise and well organized. I don't see reason for questions. It's so you covered so well.
Yes, Council.
Is there anything out of the ordinary, anything?
No, nothing out of the ordinary that I can think of at the moment, other than the same old, you know, we're just trying to push through and, we're still scheduling out of the bench warrant drawer, trying to clear some of these cases out. It's a hit and miss, you know. We work as much as we can with the officers and then obtaining the addresses to be able to schedule people and see and get people in here, so. Any other questions?
For the public. We do have one counselor here, that the first thing he wants to know is, if we cut out all of the talking for 2 hours, is there anything out of the ordinary? And the other thing is, that I really appreciate about this counselor. How much does it cost? What it's gonna cost the public? He wants to know that. Haven't heard that from, for many, many years, so.
Well, the numbers are here, if that's your question, you can go over that if you like.
No,
No.
No, that was a general question he asked on
But,
appropriate,
yes,
action.
and I appreciate those questions and the things.
Okay, well, thank you.
Anything else, Kim? Thank you.
Next on the list is, Joe Jarvis with our Public Works. And I don't have to tell the public. They have really been busy, because we have had a few forest fires, floods. There's just been so many things thrown at Public Works, and they've been handling it.
Yes, sir, Mayor, members of council, this report was for July. And the report, I think we all know July was the majority of our flooding. So pretty much that's what we did, we kept up with flooding, trying to block bridges, help fire, help anybody we could. On the grant side of the projects, our Valley View project is, curb was actually laid last week, so within the next 2 weeks, we should have paving and have that job completed. Harris Lane has been kind of put on the back burner with every time it rains, it washes our base course from the road to the highway and these things pick it up. So we're working on it. Right lane, same thing, they're both roads that run east and west. But we're working on those continuously. And here there's 7 grants listed, we actually have 11 grants now. We picked up, 3 more DOT grants. That'll be on the grant spreadsheet next month. So we're doing okay, managing and. Yeah, any questions?
Yes, Captain?
Have any trouble with grant, DOT grants?
Yeah, we're gonna go, I just actually applied for 3 of them, I just got 5 extensions. Because there's no way I can get them done before running it, so. I've applied for extensions and the DOT's been pretty good about understanding our situation.
Yes, Council Crocker.
George, quick question on the sewer line. Across the Thursday.
Yeah.
How's it?
It's been broken twice and we repaired it. I met with FEMA twice last week and then once with our FEMA advisor today that we're gonna use. And typical federal government, we can fix it back to like it is, we're washing it away again, but we can't fix it better. So I've already got a plan designed by an engineer that y'all approved to fix it better. I will be coming back to y'all for hope to find the money so we can just fix it and not continue to have that issue.
We have $1.5 million left over.
And shouldn't have an issue fixing it.
Well, that reminds me, sounds a little like the, racetrack got fixed, correct?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta fix it better because that didn't really get fixed and there was a lot of money spent on it, but, I think the state's gonna help us a little.
17 million, I think, price tag on that.
Yes, sir, and, we got to redo it.
$8,000 fence out.
And make a lake out of it. Yeah. So anyway, that didn't work, a lot of money invested, so maybe this next time it will get better. Council Crocker.
Joey, real quick, now I'll turn. Before you get in, anything on last year's flood that you spent, you haven't got any recons on that yet?
No, Mayor, members of council, we have, about $750,000 obligated, which is Center DHSM in Santa Fe. So the money's there. We just gotta get to a point where we can start doing the work to get the reimbursement. Because how FEMA works, we have to pay for it up front, submit our paperwork, cancel checks, no reimbursements. A lot of the stuff that we incurred on the first damage, to me, is not worth fixing until the issue stops. Why do I wanna spend $500,000 in a park that's gonna wash away in a minute? So I've kind of drug my feet and I got our FEMA guys helping me. We're gonna just keep applying for extensions until we're ready. So that's our answer.
Okay, thank you, Joey.
And look. Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Next I have on the list is the planning service, PNG.
She's available via Zoom.
What, beg your pardon?
She's available via Zoom, she'll be presenting you.
Okay,
Hi, Mayor, members of council. Can you guys hear me?
Well,
Yes, we can.
All right. So for the month of July, I had 1 building permit and 3 planning and zoning cases. Do you guys have any questions?
up here at the top, Jeanette, on this one page, there's 600,000 on a new single family dwellings.
Yes. They're from previous months.
What
We
is it?
did have a couple of new site built homes that we applied for. So I think that's why, but it's year to date. So it could have been from previous months.
Oh,
Yes.
any others for the PNC? Okay, thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you, guys.
Next will be, the financial, it's Mary Ellen Moon,
She's available by phone.
by phone. By phone counselors. Mary, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
Can you give us a report, please?
So before you have your August, report, your financials, you have your bank reconciliation, salary cash reconciliation. You have your expenditures and your revenues, and you also have your payment for report. Do you have any questions or any of your reports that you've received?
Yes, Counselor.
I've got a question, but it had to do with the reports, on the reports that you turned in. Do we have anything on RFPs for a audit for 2023, 24, 25?
The 22-23 is wrapping up, it's almost done, I'm in we're in review phase. The 24-25, which was the next, 23-24 audit, which is good. The state auditor, I've been on the phone with them a couple of times. And I cannot, go out for another CPA or an audit firm until this, existing audit is completed. And the state auditor, I've been on the phone with, is going to assist the city in getting, recommended auditor that can work diligently on getting the other audits, the other audit finished. And so we are great.
Okay, so did they say how long the 22, 23 would take on those?
No, but it's in review, so it's, I'm in the review process and then it should be done very quickly.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
so
Yes, sir.
what's the holdup on the one you say you're going over, Mary?
There isn't a holdup, it's the review, and so they send review to us, and then we respond, and then we have an exit conference.
Is this a couple day thing? Is it a couple week thing? Everybody's panicking over these audits, huh?
It might be a week, but it couldn't be, I mean, I don't know what their schedule is, I don't have that select yet. But as soon as the exit conference is set up, I will, let everyone know.
Thank you.
Any
Okay.
other questions?
All right, thank you, Mary. I don't think there's any other.
No.
Okay,
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, the police department?
yes, I have that as next. Police Department, Deputy Chief.
Mayor, members of council, thanks you. I'm gonna start with the positives. Stay with the positives, depending on how the rest of the meeting goes. We will have all of the positions filled. Including our own goal and the. With that, we have about 77 calls for service last month. We're up to 176 reports that we've issued. And it turned out, the arrest numbers weren't accurate, they got messed up, we're juggling between a in-house reporting system and getting another reporting system in place. So the numbers are not accurate, that's why the handwritten, notes that we're providing today. But I stand for any questions.
Put anybody in jail?
Not today.
Good. Well, I'm talking.
Overall, yes. There's been several trips carried over.
Council Baker.
Did you get that money on the line item?
I'm glad you brought that up, sir. Thank you. There was a question and a suggestion possible. We do have money from the Mexico Grow grant that was awarded in last year. We would like to move that from its current line item into the capital for vehicle line item in our budget. So we'll have to come back continuously every time we're purchasing out of that line. So we can get those vehicles ordered and get them on the road sooner than later.
Does that have to be on the agenda or?
For the first time it will.
Councilor Parker.
So what kind of vehicles are we looking at this time?
Right now, Chevrolets are coming in within our budget, so we can get at least two. They do have some older Ford Explorers on the lot. I don't know if they're gonna work with us on the price or not. Right now, those are kind of what's flagging us. If we can thought those in the Chevy pickups. Because of the ground clearance, the room that they afford. So we have room for the officer, the equipment, and part of our additional equipment.
That's on the Tahoe.
Yes, sir.
A boat.
It's-
Sometimes comfortability is not always financially safe
Yes, sir.
in a small community.
Yes, sir.
But you're getting grants for them, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, all this money was awarded by, Alderman Vincent's office, last year.
You get what you want then, when it comes out of the city's pocket, it'll pop a little bit.
It'll be a lot more stringent.
It's all your budget.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, this 200,000 isn't, but everything else.
But we put it on the line item for you, yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If we can get that changed, that'd be great. But that would take another agenda item. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's,
Speaking of that.
Councilor Parker.
Okay.
think if you get with the city clerk and Mary on that, they help you get that lined out. That, get the line item changed.
Yes, sir.
That'll be good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Concludes it. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing. I would open, the public hearing to the public, which is item A is to consider approval of ordinance 2025-03, an ordinance amending the City of Reynosa Downs Code of Ordinance, adding a new section 91.60 to Title 9 General Regulations. Chapter 91,
Animals and control of dog and cats.
Dogs and Cats. City Attorney, can you help us out on some of the information we might need to know?
Mr. Mayor, staff submitted me a draft ordinance. I marked it up since the tab. They did a pretty good job. Sent it back and it is in good shape.
Councilors?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
you want to open it up to the public?
Yes,
You don't know what it's been.
first will be open to the public. Yes, ma'am.
I just assume so.
That'll be all right.
Sam, you was with, Jim whenever we was all doing this.
Yes.
Can you kind of give him a heads up on it?
Yes, thank you, Ms. Berger. Mayor, members of the council, Ally, myself, and Jim Marion, our CSO officer, sat down and went through this. This would bring us into compliance and help with the stray dogs that Officer Marion and the other officers deal with. It also will assist the Humane Society in locating the owners of those dogs. As you know, we have 500, I believe, microchips available.
They're gonna give us 500.
Correct. So you don't charge us for those 500 chips. So as people either bring their dogs in or the dogs are homed out from the shelter residing in Rindos and Downs, we'll have a way to find those animals. We'll have a way to get those animals home. So this pretty much mirrors what the village is doing. I think we kind of trimmed it down and made it more acceptable to our community.
Right.
And of course, when it comes to, I know we're gonna have hundreds of questions about enforcement. When we come to enforcement, we're not gonna hammer them right out of the gate. We're gonna get them chipped, get them licensed, and give them that opportunity to come and find people. But it's really simply written, and I hope you'll entertain to approve this here. I think it's really good. Again, thank you to our legal staff and everybody that helped. Mr. Long typed everything out and only went back and forth with some verbiage. But I think we got it squared away, so it's gonna be easy to follow and to understand for everybody.
Mr. Mayor, it's a very straightforward, 3 or 4 paragraph, 1 page addition to the ordinance that requires microchipping for your pets. Very, very simple, very straightforward.
Now,
Still open, yeah, to the public.
I would just ask council to look at the report from the court. And see how many citations are being written for dogs at large, not many. So we're having, when they do come in, which is very rare. Cause he doesn't cite people in. They don't have licenses. They don't have shots. So I think that you can definitely do an ordinance, but if you don't enforce the ordinance, you might as well not do it.
not happening, right?
Just saying, it's one more thing to add if and when he cites somebody. But that you can look at your reports and see how often that's occurred.
First time's a warning, second time on it.
That's not happening. That's a nice thought, but that's not occurring. I'm just saying, from the court's perspective, absolutely is not occurring. So it's great to have it on paper, but you also need to be looking at the enforcement of those ordinances.
Thank you, Judge.
What else from the public? Okay, we'll close this to the public and open to the council. Pathway.
I'm hopeful that in the future we'll have new law enforcement or code enforcement people who do know their jobs and they will be doing what they need to do to enforce. My question is, how do we get this information to the public and let them know that now there's something new? Now it's not just a license and a vaccination, it's also a pill. What's the best way to do that?
They'll get picked up, and when you go down the gate, they'll tell you there.
A lot of people don't even realize they have to have a license here. They come to us and they don't even know that. They've moved here, they live in the RV park, they don't even know that they have a licensing requirement for the city. Until something happens, so the dog gets attacked or attacks a person and then they get cited in, but they don't know that information. So it'd be nice for people to know what they need to do.
Okay, Councilor Miller.
Well, I've been around here a long time, seen a lot of cruelty to animals. I'd rather see something like that on animals taken away from people that are close to them. I have seen frozen animals. I've jumped fences with coats and blankets for them. I've given them food, 20 degrees at night. And it takes me 3 or 4 times of reporting them before I ever get them picked up. And I can't stand that. Cruelty to animals should come first. And that is a crime. That's a crime. It's not a crime not to have them chipped. I think that's people's personal opinion, if they want them chipped or not. I have a 16-year-old Chihuahua, I'm gonna chip her. The last shot I gave her, she had a lump for over a year, you know, and the vet said no more. I think you keep your dogs. Our biggest thing is keep them in the fence. They're not supposed to be on a chain over an hour a day. I want our ordinances rewritten. And I want people to know these animals are like humans. They get cold. They get hot. They need water. They need food. And you know, if we just put a little ordinance out, chip them or you're gonna be in trouble. That ain't gonna do anything. Has the licenses done anything? Just hurt the judge. You know? If they have a collar or a,
Council Proctor?
Go ahead, Bishop.
well, if they have a collar. Or if they need to be picked up if they're not on the leash. If people don't take care of their animals, they shouldn't have them. That's all there is to it. I think that's your personal property, that dog is. That's just like your child. Are you gonna let somebody put a chip in it? Not if you don't want to. You know. I think it's great for identifying them. But the main thing is, if you don't take care of them. What is that little law gonna change? I'm not gonna change a thing. I would like to see this rewritten and done with how to take care of your animals. The shots are great, and the little collars and tags are great too. That's what we live with all of our lives, but if that's not enforced right, how are you gonna get them to chip them? You know. Our dogs are human too, mine are. But I'd like to see us rewrite this ordinance and put the cruelty to animals in there, not on chains all day long. A chain in Santa Fe, I read that ordinance because I agree pretty much with it. But if you see them on a chain over an hour a day, they need to be cited right then and there. Our animals are important to us, they're our friends, they're our companions, and we need them. But let's don't mistreat them. That's first of all.
Certainly, you're bringing this up, Counselor. Council Proctor made a statement a few council meetings ago that one of our former council members was awesome, was terrific, and did terrific jobs. And I gave that handout to her. And don't remember what the comment she made. I was in a hurry. But luckily, because she had an opinion. And also I see her shaking her head on some of this. Would you like to address the council? I would like for you to, lady, whoever you are. If you can come and introduce yourself and let the council know any things that you see there that maybe we should address. In case she doesn't introduce herself, this is my wife.
My name is Peggy Holman, and I was the animal control officer for the city of Ruidoso Downs for 11 years. And as far as, I just find it just incredible that you're saying you don't get citations for loose animals. I issue citations like crazy. The first time whenever I have an encounter with an owner, the very first thing you ask is the animal license? That's the very first thing. It's like when a police officer stops a person for on their vehicle, they say, let's see the registration or insurance, etc. You know, I ask them for a license. And if they don't have one, then I work with them. Okay, you've got 2 weeks, you can't do it. Okay, we'll give you 30 days, but you've got to get that license for the animal. And licenses were always 40 and 50 a month. And now I can't believe it. They're not being done. That's just, you know, and animals are loose. As far as the microchipping, you know, I think that it is a win-win-win situation, and I'll tell you why. Because the thing is, if you've got the right of an animal is chipped, then you can read that chip and find out who the owner is, and you've got a point of contact. Then you can go ahead and if they're treating it cruelly, they can't deny that's not their animal, that you've got them. And the thing is, most people would love their animals to be, the animal control, return the animal to them rather than they get impounded. It costs them a lot of money. They also, they get exposed to diseases and other animals, and it's a very traumatic experience for an animal to be impounded, as well as for the owner. And so I see it as a win-win situation. Now, you don't want to get your animal chipped, that's fine, I understand, I've got older animals myself. And I've had the vet tell me, all right, no, you can't give them shots anymore because they've had all that they can take and it's gonna cause them problems. But that's an exception, and exceptions are always accepted, and you know, you can work with exceptions. But on the whole, I see it as a win-win situation.
What did, I gave you a handout. And you had a comment, yesterday or day before,
Yeah.
what was it on that,
I was talking about that these fees would not, it would be in addition to, not instead of licensing. And then it listed like fancier's license, dangerous dogs license, and unaltered animals licenses. We don't have any of those in Ruidoso Downs. They do in the village in Ruidoso. I worked in the village for 12 years before I came here. So I know what their laws are like. Well, it's been a long time, so yeah, I've been retired now for 11 years, but you know, we don't have those permits here.
well, I know you didn't affect any of this, but I'm going to allow the counselors to ask you questions and Counselor Baker, ask one.
I don't know this and I usually work with them pretty close. But the other day, somebody knocked 8 puppies in the head with a freaking hammer
Oh.
because they were gonna charge them to drop them off at the Humane Society. Is that what they do?
No.
If you go surrender a pet, do they,
Yes, yes.
They charge $60 per pet.
Yeah.
so he would have had to pay $60 for every one of them puppies?
That's right.
See, that's something new. I don't know about that, but
It's- They're overcrowded, and, I mean, it's a surrender fee.
$75. The
Yeah.
last one that was
Per
done,
animal,
$75.
even if it's got puppies on it?
Yeah, it's $75 per animal.
there's gotta be a way.
That's
to
right,
work
they
around
want
that.
friendly.
You know, this is the Humane Society. You know, they've got to think about what that is and what it entails, and people are not gonna just be dropping their animals off, which they'll do. They'll just take them out 50 miles out and drop them somewhere. You know, if they won't take them.
But it's
So
been
they've
that
gotta
way
be
even
working
when
with
it wasn't overcrowded. So it's not just because they're overpopulated right now, it's been that way. It goes up all the time.
Yeah, last I knew it was 60, judges saying 75 now, so.
Well, I know it comes, whenever the code enforcement takes one in, it's 150, right? Or $75.
It's 150 for the person to get the dog out, at least 150. Up to, what do they charge? They double charge. They charge the city and they charge the dog owner.
Right.
So what do they charge?
Somebody's making money.
Well, the thing is, when I was animal control officer, I worked with the Humane Society every single day.
We've got someone speaking, please, hold it down in the audience.
We ironed out problems, and a lot of these are major problems. You know, this is just what you're saying, it's unbelievable. That's the cruelest thing I could think of. That's just terrible. Something's gotta be done, but the thing is, it can be worked out.
Right.
But someone's gotta go over there and talk to them.
Yeah, cause that, I mean, to go kill,
No.
that's, you know,
I'm so glad you brought this up, Counselor Miller, for this reason. For me personally. My wife still has terrible memories. That haunt her. It's very difficult for her to remember things that have happened to animals that South End Ruidoso and Pierce.
I want to make another statement. I'm not against microchip. My son's got microchip. I'm not against it. I just don't think it should be a law. I think if they bring in puppies, they need to address where those puppies come from and help them get that mother fixed so it doesn't happen again.
That's why I had all my kids chipped.
But these are everybody's kids too, and we.
Right. No, I got you.
And I'm not against it. I think it should be a choice, the microchip, not a choice to get a tag on. That's a city thing. But the microchip is something that's embedded in them, and I think that should be their choice. My dogs are with somebody all the time, and I don't understand, you know, they're either at home, in their yard. If I take them out, they're with somebody. But the leash law, yes, no dog running them without a leash on, without people taking care of them.
Your dogs are very fortunate to have you. So.
Council Baseball.
Thank you, Mayor. This question is for Peggy or anybody in the room. How invasive is it to implant a chip in an animal? Nothing to it, right, Todd?
No, it just goes on the skin.
Yeah, just inject it right in. It's not a surgical
They
procedure.
do it on all the horses
They
now.
put them on the back of their.
Horses should be tattooed.
Yeah, now they run that deal right up under the hair,
I
so they don't have to.
think
tattoo
most
them.
people will do it.
Yeah, so like
I just
spaying
hate to
and
make it a
neutering
law.
is a big deal, a surgery.
But
Putting a chip in is.
it used to be, I don't know what it is now, but it was the size of a piece of rice, a grain of rice.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Miss, whoever you are.
That's fine.
We have trouble when we get home.
Oh, I'm okay.
She's fine.
I will be in the trouble anyway. But, we probably are straying from Robert's rules a long way, but, and every once in a while I catch it. We've done that in the last meeting. But I think it's important for us to be able to talk, but I think that I have a tendency to, allow this to go beyond the rule.
What they call it a meet.
Okay. So, that would take us to
Well,
closing, to the council. And since the council has no more, we will close the public, hearing. And entertain a motion for the council to vote on this, agenda item. So get a roll call, please.
we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to consider approval of ordinance 2025-03 and ordinance amending the city of Redosa Downs Code of Ordinance, adding a new section 91.60 to Title 4, General Regulations, Chapter 91, Animals, Animal Control, Dogs and Cats.
Yes.
Yes.
Councilor Baker, would you consider revising your motion to approve it rather than consider it?
Why don't you just do it like this?
Would that be the correct wording?
To approve or adopt.
To approve or adopt?
Are we okay, city attorney?
Mr. Mayor, councilors, I think the counselor indicated that it was consider approval of, so yeah,
That was all second. Counselor, Miller?
I would say yes, except I want more added to this. And I wish we could work on it before.
But you're voting for the motion on the table, right?
it's just for the chip.
It's just for the chip. Okay, well, I want to do something more important than just the chip. But I'll go for the chip for now.
So you're voting no.
Yes.
Counselor Baker?
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Fogler?
Yes.
Counselor Lakeland? Fine. Motion carried.
Okay, we'll take us to item B. Under the public hearing, which is consider approval of ordinance 2025-04. An ordinance adopting the New Mexico 2025 updates to the 2010 completion, what is it? Completion of the uniform traffic ordinance by reference. So, let's see. We open this to the public. This item, is that correct?
Yes, it's a hearing, Mayor. And I can explain it a little bit if you want.
Yes, we would like for you to.
Okay. So, Ally has on her table a notebook that has the traffic population in it. When you print it out, it's about an inch thick. And from time to time, the state and the municipal league update the model traffic compilation. And this jurisdiction has updated and adopted both the state model and the Mexico Municipal League model. I think your last compilation adoption was maybe 2019, but you've done it 2 or 3 times before. So there's been a recent update, 2025 update to the model traffic code. The sections that were modified are listed in the ordinance. State statute does allow you to adopt that traffic code, which is an inch thick, by reference. So this ordinance in a page and a half adopts that 1 inch document over there by reference. So it's updating everything from speeding to, I mean, I think the officers can tell you better, but you know, it's everything. Accident reporting, signals and signalization, everything.
It's just updating it to the state.
It's just updating it to the 2025, so your officers will have to be familiar with the new code.
Okay, so we have that information, we'll open it to the public. If you have questions or comments on this item.
Mayor, members of council, and deputy chief Savana, with the police department. In going through this, I do want to note, a lot of it mirrors state statute. What it does is this allows us to cite into municipal court versus magistrate court. So this is anything that's gonna be heard in municipal court. Upon approval tonight, if it is approved tonight, Mary and I will sit down and come up with the some kind of a form that we can put out to the officers who can do updates. There's been some changes to manual page numbers. It seems to be a lot of typing errors and stuff like that that we think of. There is some changes to the Off-Highway Motor Vehicle Act. That we need to be able to enforce here in the city, so side by sides, 4-wheelers, things like that is addressed now in the state.
Okay, so we will close this to the public and open to the council. This item.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, DC,
Yes.
are you satisfied with the way this is written for your office to work on that?
In all honesty, no, but I cannot change it. That would take the state legislature to change this.
I understand that, but my question, are you satisfied with it, whether, I mean, you can't change it.
No, but
Okay.
it is teacher. It is something that I can take back to the officers and be able to explain it.
Now, you said 4-wheelers and stuff like that, but I don't understand an ordinance for 4-wheelers, haven't we? On the
Yes, sir.
streets, that they don't have lights, kids 13 driving.
And what this does, it brings it into, matter of fact, mirror the performance of the state statute. So anything the state statute requires, this whole league has now made it into our side, so we can send it in municipal court.
But you realize now that on 70, there's a sign posted out there that's federal highway.
Yes, sir.
And you cannot ride any kind of ATV.
We have that conversation probably 3 or 4 times a week. People not realizing that the city limit stops where the village limits are, and there's a lot of confusion. People think that they can go to Walmart. They can't, they have to stop at the Y and walk. So there's a lot of confusion going on, even in the county, the sheriff's office is dealing with the same problem. Those signs, they need to be moved. They need to be put in the village, and so it stops confusing people who are in the city.
Council Bailey.
So are they legal or not legal?
Kinda, yes, but no,
I mean, can they drive down if they're plated and stuff?
no. And it's still a federal highway, the state statutes does not cover. They don't allow them on the federal highway. They can't even have them on the shoulders of the road.
So what's the difference in them and then buggies that they rent in town?
The Village of Ruidoso enacted a ordinance, a specific ordinance of Village of Ruidoso after jumping through many matrix of the highway department. And got some kind of an exception to allow them to ride the trail in the Village of Ruidoso. However, those signs have been moved all over the place now. So in that exemption, I read it, it's particular to the village itself.
So they're legal up to the Hollywood Barn and this way they're not.
That's correct.
Okay.
They're legal on state highways that are designated. They're not legal on any federal highway.
Oh,
US 70 federal, US.
Council Lakeswell?
There's no other further discussion, Mayor. I would move that we approve ordinance 2504, adopting the New Mexico 2025 updates to the 2010 compilation of the Uniform Traffic Ordinance by the.
Counselor Weaver, Counselor Parker,
aye.
Counselor Miller, Counselor Baker.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Okay, we'll close the public hearing and go to item 10 is unfinished business. Item A is approval of resolution 2025-17, a resolution approving the agreement for reimbursement for the cost of training, salary, and transportation in the event of resignation. And the information, you're right where you're supposed to be, standing in front of the council.
The mayor, members of council, we worked through this, and I can't thank y'all enough, but it took us an hour to work through this. Did finally get some clarification from Ms. Spencer. It sounds like there were some breaks in communication, but we got that worked out. The final product is before you now. Again, thank you, Mr. Colonel, for setting all that up, and getting it all squared away. I think we come to something that is very unique to Ruidoso Downs. And it's unique to law enforcement as well. I think some other agencies, they don't, any agencies here in Lincoln County, they don't have this in place. Whether they accept it or not, or like it, I don't know, but it's gonna work for us. What we put it down to, the reimbursement costs, we've changed a lot of the verbiage. It is now a reimbursement for the cost of uniforms that the city provides. When we hire a new officer, we purchase for them 5 sets of patrol uniforms. Any duty gear that they may not have already or anything that we don't have in stock, we will buy them duty gear and also we buy them a protective vest. That vest is good for 5 years, however, it may not fit the next. So that's why we put it into can I call it a contract?
It's a contract.
In the contract. So that officer, should he leave before 1 year after his probationary period, so a period of 2 years, he or she will be responsible to recoup that cost. And I still haven't got a firm number. The costs change with the size of the uniform. But it's roughly gonna be in the neighborhood of $2,200.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Hey, do you want to do this or do you not want to do it? Is it gonna help you? Is it gonna hurt you? I think it's gonna hurt you. I know it's a double-edged sword, but
It really is.
you know, you come and hit a guy with, hey, you're gonna have to pay for everything we buy you, you know?
Gotta do something out of the ordinary. I want to introduce Lance Ledford. He's an experienced officer. He's on the agenda later this evening. He's the only one I haven't asked to opinion. And I think he would have a perfect opinion from the outside looking in his current position right now.
My opinion is you just give them the offer. They can take it or leave it. Sometimes we get a new officer who just doesn't have the money to buy it. Or a vest, or the case may be, and there's no reason not to hire him. So it would be value to him in order to get that paid for him. And you just let him know up front, you know, you have to pay us back if you don't stay for 2 years. Otherwise, if he doesn't need it or doesn't want it, choose that well.
But we don't require any of our officers to buy their own uniforms. Every single one of them is getting the uniforms. We're just saying, if you can't stay for 2 years, you need to pay us back. And so I'm telling you, if I was in enough where I could be a police officer, I had no intentions of leaving within 2 years, so it's not an issue for an enthusiastic officer who's planning to stay 2 years, and I just,
But if the sheriff's department goes up 50% on their employee checks next
then
year,
they can afford to pay us.
they're
now.
gonna be like little rabbits.
Yeah, they can afford to pay us back.
But to start out with, it's gonna be a headache.
No, there's no.
Yeah.
Again, with the uniform reimbursement or the uniform allowance we give them. The 5 uniforms we buy them, I can see where this is needed. Looking at it, coming in as a young officer, starting off a career, big damn bunch. At the end of the day, it's just a tough decision.
Well, you gotta say yay or nay. You either want it or you don't.
I don't know if it's going to help or hurt retention. I don't believe so. To retain the officers, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. On the recruitment side, to get other officers attracted, even certified officers attracted. That's where the problem is involved.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you ask a certified officer, I mean, I would tell you no too.
Okay. There,
Yes, Counselor Crockett.
a yes or no answer, okay? That's what Council Member trying to get, yes or no. Do you want this, yes or no?
No.
Okay.
That's all we need to know.
Okay. Comes out of your budget though.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Chief.
Thank you.
Good job.
I make the motion to approve. Nay.
Well, you have to make a motion first and then we vote.
Okay.
Can you need a second? Yeah, we need a second.
Good, fine.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, yeah.
Okay, now we can vote. Counselor Hayes.
Yes.
Counselor Gabriel.
No.
Counselor Miller.
Then I have to say yes because of the past. We train them and they leave.
Okay, Counselor Crockett.
No.
Counselor Proctor, no? Mr. Mayor.
He did along with it, so.
Okay, thanks for your help. I get kind of laid back on, no.
Motion carries.
Okay, that takes us to item B, unfinished business. Counters, that's approval of personnel recommendation to hire Eddie Henderson as a community service officer for the police department. Give the governing body some information on that,
Yes, sir. Go with papers on the line.
okay, I'm just filling in with yada yada. Describe it.
Mayor, members of council, Mr. Henderson is back here again tonight. He's still interested in the community service officer position. I think he'd be a great asset. After speaking with him during his background investigation and at the prior meeting, I think he has the drive that we can work with. He's trained, he's a supervisor still being in God's. I think he'd be a good asset for us. And then I ask that you approve.
It looks like this is just typos, but it looks like this form says recommendation to hire Edward Henderson as a community service officer and then name him Andrew Jimenez.
That's another.
It's two different pieces.
But it's all on one page, so it says.
C. So I didn't see.
I'm looking at the document provided to us by the chief that says a recommendation to hire Edward Henderson as a community service officer for the police department. General information, Andrew Jimenez, community service officer, the police department, $19 an hour, high school diploma, works at the end of the mountain goddess.
It was probably a difficult from the HR department, but that's okay. The motion on the tip, the item
As long as
is,
it's in
okay,
there.
so that was more clarification.
Item B is on the agenda as council. stated. So. More information, or we okay on the information?
I see what she's talking about.
Yeah,
I'll entertain a motion to approve hiring Edward Henderson as a community service officer for the Red Oak Downs Police Department. Yes, sir. We have one question.
You're gonna put him in under Jim,
Yes,
or is he gonna stay there for a little while? Cause we really need a guy under Jim.
yes, we do, and he bet.
I have no plan, even before, that motion for the other ordinance, I was aware of it's done last meeting, of course. My wife, we already talked about it, so we have, we want to be kind of started, like, stay on, quite a while, so.
Cause I just hate people hopping around here.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, I understood that from the
Am I
lines.
good with that?
Yeah.
To learn that job?
Yes.
Council Lakeland?
So when you say, he's going to be in a community enforcement officer, whatever. Under Jim, are you saying Jim will be his supervisor?
So right now, the way the organizational chart is laid out, Jim answers very much to the chief.
That's not according to our organizational chart.
That's everything that I read. So, right now, he will answer to Jim in a training aspect. So while he's riding around with Jim, learning the streets, learning the ordinances, learning the codes, he's gonna be with Jim. Eventually, once that filters out, he gets released, he'll be answerable to the chief.
He gets his own bicycle after that.
Yes.
I guess I need to talk to you Friday.
I'll make that motion to hire Eddie Flynn.
I'll second.
Counselor Buckner,
Aye.
Counselor Lakewell,
Aye.
Counselor Baker,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Miller,
Aye.
motion carries.
Welcome aboard.
Probably not.
Next item, is item C. Approval of personnel recommendation to hire Andrew Jimenez as an uncertified police officer for the police department.
Mayor, members of council, again, Mr. Jimenez has returned this evening. Agreed to come on his job. I want to point out of the backgrounds I've been doing, Mr. Jimenez stuck out. He's been at one job since graduating high school for the last 6 years at the log cabin where he stayed in home. I think he's gonna be a great asset. I foresee him staying here with us. But again, he's having some training. He may have to go through CPR, everything up until he starts the academy. And he's gonna stay with us.
Counselor, yes, Counselor Crawford.
So what have you got, are you going to put him in for a grant to go to Hobbs, or is he going to, South?
We're going to, I just got an email today from Hobbs, they're opening up their application period, so we can apply for the same,
Grant that the other two went through?
Yes, sir.
And when's his next available school of Hobbs?
January 21st. January 25th is day 0 for the academy, so we have plenty enough time.
Training yourself in 6 months, my God.
I totally understand, the state has many good ones. But yeah, so in general, we'll do the next basic academy in Hobbs. So we have plenty enough time to get him through his medical evaluation, psych evaluation, then again, how training will mandate to do. And he can make the academy.
No evaluation, talking about, you only go put them through that after they're hired because of the cost.
That's great.
Thank you.
Yes, Counselor Baker.
I'll tell you this straight up. We've got 2 other guys that's trying to go through. And I don't believe they're ever gonna make it.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ask you, you think you can make it?
Yes. I'm a pretty fit person. I do not back down from the challenge. I am not worried about it. I also have a family to take care of at home, so I'm going to persevere. I will make it.
Counselor Lakeland.
When is the next Santa Fe training?
So Santa Fe has not answered any of our emails. We've had more communication, more positive communication with Hobbs. Santa Fe is folding sometime around January.
Also same.
Normally they will run two academies, we're gonna try to run three and that fell through. So, Santa Fe's just really not communicating very.
Thank you.
Councilors? Yes, ma'am?
Time, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Mayor,
Oh, yes.
I'd like to
move that we hire Andrew Jimenez as an uncertified police officer for the police department.
We have a motion
I'll second that.
and a second.
Counselor Baber,
Yes, ma'am.
Counselor Proctor,
Fine.
Counselor Lakeville. Aye. Counselor Miller,
Right.
motion carried.
Welcome aboard.
D is possible action on approval of the municipal judge salary increase. Any information? Yes,
I move that we adjust the ordinance for the salary of the municipal judge to $2,000 a month.
I would second that.
Just what?
The judge's salary. Through an ordinance. Counselor Baber,
We're voting on the,
okay,
on her motion on the table? Yes.
yeah, we had a motion and a second, right, Alan? Yep.
There can still be discussion.
Okay, it's done. Bless you.
I like discussing what we're,
That's how it works. When you open something up, then there's the discussion.
maybe you should write me something down so I'll know it every time.
I did last night, so I'll bring it in again.
I was trying to understand.
You're doing fine, Comfort.
There could be discussion.
What did you say, Alan?
There could be discussion. There's a motion on the table, but there can be discussion.
Okay, there you go, that's good. And, we're not numbered. While we're doing that, I'll kill a little time with yada yada. That's one of the nice things about being a small community where we can do this. We don't get in a big hurry. Unlike our, city attorney that in Albuquerque. Can you imagine the difference of here and there? I can't stall much longer, Comfort.
You gonna discuss that?
Yeah, you can
Start discussing.
Okay, what are we trying to do here? We're trying to give her a raise.
Yeah.
What kind of money we're talking about?
Okay, Mayor, do you mind?
No, sir, go ahead.
Okay. What we're looking at here is the judge, they haven't had a raise in 25 years plus. And the salary been worked out to the hours that she works, to the on-call time she works. She's at $1,000. Ordinance that covers that is about 8 words. So all we need to do is, instead of changing the ordinance, change just the number, take the 1 out, put the 2 in, that'll be done, and that'll be an ordinance change. And we can look at it later on down the road, one way further with that.
So why can't we just say we want to give her a $2,000 raise?
That was my motion.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Right now, she's like $15 an hour. The people that work for her make more than that.
But this-
Most judges
Right.
make $40 an hour. And if she's doing at least 15 to 20 hours a week, that's over 60 hours a month.
Councilor Proctor.
Okay, I done a quick chat with the judge. And she didn't inflate no hours, she didn't do nothing, she said, she averaged, she looked at. Getting court, on call, working from her job with the attorney of town in Ruidosa, she gets calls up there, she handles things. 15 hours a week, times 52 weeks, at $30 an hour for a paralegal, which a lot of them are not. And it works out $23,400 a year. That's $600 less than what we're asking for right now.
Well, earlier in this council meeting, I made the statement. This counselor is always concerned about what's it gonna cost. It's refreshing to me. He wants to know the cost if you're gonna be spending the public's money. And that's what he's doing right now. That's not a fault. That's something good. Go ahead.
So we're all copacetic or agreeing on 2,000?
No one we vote on it.
No, but I mean.
Oh, yeah, that's what we're asking.
Councilor Lacewell?
Mayor, I'd like to amend my motion after Councilor Proctor's evaluation over there. I would like to amend my motion to raise the judge's salary to $2,300.
And the reason is?
Councilor Proctor just made it clear that a more confident number of what our judge is. So a judge working this many hours in this.
We're at 20, if she gets the 2,000, excuse me, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
If she gets the 2,000, much, she's gonna get 24,000.
Right.
What she's doing right now, at $30 an hour. If she was making 30 an hour, she would come out with $23,400 a year. We're giving her $600 more than that, but going to 24,000.
So you would like to keep it at.
I just leave it at 2,000 and she'll be happy and we'll be happy.
I'll retract my amendment.
That sounds like a good deal.
It's good to me, I think.
Really, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know who will be the next judge.
Just smile.
Just,
Council Baber?
then just tell me, does that sound fair to you for a judge?
I believe if it's a qualified person that knows what they're doing, yes, I believe if there's.
You think that's a good-
Yes.
Okay.
Mayor,
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
note that if you vote to accept this today, you will have to, Ally will have to advertise an ordinance. And then it'll come back before the governing body again.
And it would go into effect to the next.
Correct.
January 30th, but you have to have it in before November 4th. This is why we're pushing on.
Yeah.
Can we get it done?
Yeah, it'll come to you again in the form of an ordinance.
So my original motion in a second.
Are you ready?
We're ready, I think.
Okay. Counselor Bader,
Yes.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Miller, Counselor Hayes.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Okay, item 11 is new business. Item A is an update on the services with Zia Therapy Center. Transit.
Yeah, and Joe Harden is, via the.
Okay,
Mr. Harden?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Joe Harden, Director of Z-Trans. We're basically coming in front of you to let you know that we have been trying, and we just cannot get enough employees to keep this system running. Ever since the pandemic has changed. We've got 2 drivers right now, and we need at least 7 drivers to run it. That's why we sent a letter to the city to say that as of the end of the month, we will be canceling this service. It's not fair to you guys or to your people.
okay.
Well, we appreciate you telling us.
Yes, sir.
What happens to the vans that were given to us by the federal government and by the county?
Right now, they're in our system, but we're talking with DOT to figure out exactly what they want to do with them. Because we can't keep all those vans. We, number one, don't have room.
Joe, I did call you on that. I haven't been able to get with the county or the senior center, but we could sure use them at the senior center. At one time, we had them there to take people to the doctor, to
Right.
the grocery shopping, or wherever they might wanna go. We would probably need a couple part-time drivers. And we would love to have those vans back. He told me there's 2 in good condition. I haven't talked to the mayor yet. I wanted to, but I haven't got with him yet. He was there that day when you told Ruidoso. Ruidoso evidently is not gonna do anything. I'm hoping the county, since they run the senior center, could go in with us and help us have those vans here for the seniors. At least they could meet the Zia if they had to go to Alamogordo. Cause they will keep coming in and meet at, the Mountain Gods. If we
Correct.
could, a couple of those, I don't know if you had a chance to talk to the Department of Transportation yet. And I don't know for sure if we would have to have something set up already. But I think we'd be interested in having them back. They do, pick up wheelchairs.
Right.
Take people to the senior center even, so they could have a meal and get out for a while.
And what I'll do is I would definitely get with you tomorrow and we'll talk with DOT. One of the vehicles, the bigger one, is actually one of ours that we brought up there. The other three are the small 8-passenger ones. I think one of them is still in the shop. We have to look and see exactly what the cost is gonna be to repair that vehicle. If it's more than what the vehicle is worth, it's not worth keeping. So we'll talk with DOT and figure out what we can do.
Joe, if we got two of them and got that other one for parts, it would help us too.
Okay, we'll definitely see what we can do. I mean, we hate to stop the service, but it's just not working. We've tried everything.
I don't believe the county individuals are here still, the manager.
No.
I think they all left. But I would like to talk with them about this and maybe they could help Ruidoso Downs help their residents
Okay,
through having these things. And our director for the senior centers here also. Went and talked to him, but I didn't have a chance to talk to them and there was also the counter. So I would like us to have that as an option.
yes. And like I said, I'll get with you tomorrow, then we'll talk DOT and see what we can do.
All right, thank you.
Good. Anything else, Counselor?
Do you need money back?
No, we're,
Is that the end of the contract?
you know, we're paying us 30,000 and then we had getting 56 from the lots tax.
So where's that, the contract?
It's on the
In
contract,
July?
and we'll have to go back to lodger's tax and that's down until. If we can keep that 56, if we get the vans back, that'll help offset paying the drivers and maintenance on it. And we'll still have the 30,000 to do it for the city. But with. We look at that's 86,000, 5,000, 86,000.
Councilmember?
I'm just gonna tell you, there's 1,100 people that's been riding these kinds of vans through town, through Ruidoso.
No, I got you, but it,
Half of those people come from Ruidoso Downs. So there is a great need for it here in our community.
I'm not really worried about that in the town.
No,
but I am
I
here.
haven't worried about it. Yes.
So we'd have to get people that had license to drive buses in order to haul people around, yes.
And that was the problem they had. But they had to go back and forth to Alamogordo and here. If we got a few people, local people here, part-time, I think it would work.
Case. Yeah, see,
What the transportation vans do is they pick them up here, take them to Walmart where they need to go into Ruidoso, we'd have to go into Ruidoso. Pick them up and anywhere else in the county, if the senior center picked them up, that's what would happen, because the county retains them. Then they take them to the end of Mountain Gods if they needed to ride to Alamogordo and pick up the Zia transportation there. And they go take them all the way to Las Cruces, but they do with them there. So it is something that I think, when I worked for the city, we had 3 vans. We had one van that was a wheelchair van. And people have to, when they work on them, they have to be, for the lift, chair lift, they have to be certified. So, and I don't know, do we have anybody certified for that?
They used to do it, Joey.
yeah, we used to have some kind of certification.
Oh,
Are you certified, Counselor Proctor?
Pardon?
Are you certified?
Yep.
We'll donate his time.
That's where I was going.
I was gonna let you know, other than that, we don't even have
So
anybody
listen.
certified in Alamogordo. we have to have them come up out of El Paso.
Okay,
Does-
so tomorrow, Councilor Miller, they're gonna contact you. You'll get back to, the council then. We'll get, anything that needs to be on the agenda. Our next item. Under new business is B, approval of fee waiver for the second annual Clear Minds, Clear Skies sobriety celebration at All American Park to be held on September 13th, 2025. Shannon, Dixon and Joe Jarvis are going, oh, there you go.
Come on, Charlie.
I mean, we're good. I saw y'all sitting there wondering, what are they doing?
Right.
Now we know.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. My name is Shannon Dixon, and I'm the coordinator for the Lincoln County Community Health Council.
My name is Erica Diaz, and I'm the community navigator.
Yeah, he's.
So we're coming to you today, we have an event scheduled at the All American Park on Saturday, September 13th. September is, National Recovery Month, celebrating people in recovery. So we're hosting our second annual Clear Minds, Clear Skies sobriety celebration. It'll be from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And we're here, asking if you could waive the permit fee. This is a 100% free event. We're gonna, feed the first 200, we're planning for 200 people. We have 505 food truck that will be there providing finger food. We have free haircuts. We have some guest speakers, people that are in recovery sharing their testimonies. We'll have a kids zone and face painting, information booths. We'll have a DJ there. It's just a fun thing for the community. We'll also have some best friends. Wear your favorite Hawaiian attire. It's a luau theme, a luau. So that's what we're coming to you, asking if you could please waive the park fee for this event.
Councilor Crawford?
So you said about 200 people you'd feed, so if I came over there and I was 201, I wouldn't get up to eat.
Probably not. I was gonna get on wristbands. I say that last year we planned for 100 and we were able to feed 160, right?
175.
Yeah, so we can do it. Yes, we do it.
He won't be able to make it. He's gonna be working on that lift on those vans. Councilor?
Mayor, I move that we approve the fee waiver for the second annual Clear Minds, Clear Skies sobriety celebration of the All American Park. I'll second that.
Roll call?
Counselor Proctor?
Aye.
Counselor Baker?
Yes.
Counselor Brenner?
Yes.
Counselor Lakeland?
Hi, but I would like to ask a little discussion. I attended last year and it was awesome. What you guys did was really.
Yeah, it definitely was our first time to have it and it was very well attended. That's what we doubled our expectations and I feel like it's something that is fun. Way to celebrate these individuals and the country.
It was, the testimonies were awesome. We learned the music and the dancing and the fun. I never saw the free services.
Well,
She did them in the park last year, which she'll probably do them again in the park, because it's easier to sweep up the hair on the concrete than it is on the asphalt.
so that's.
I really have a feeling that, we are really violating Robert's rules and our counselor she's done a good job of saying, this is not right.
The motion.
Well, we're having a discussion after the vote, right? Item C, are we ready? Ally, for
Thank you so
that?
much.
Item C is approval of personnel recommendation for hiring Annette Ledford as a certified police officer for the police department. Dixon, will give us some information on that.
Mayor, members of the council, thank you again for the opportunity. Mr. Ledford has been a law enforcement officer for 21.5 years. Oh my God. Really long time. He's got experience not only in patrol, but as a supervisor, field supervisor in particular, moving up through the ranks. We got him from the village of Rio Doso. He's certified in, make sure if I mess something on now. FTO, LiDAR, radar indication, younger officers to use radar. Properly read speed, yes, that's motion the speed, yes, sorry. Take a search. Use of force, defensive tactics. of lots county.
There.
From working with him in the field when I was at the sheriff's office, he knows. Talking to some of his references, myself included, I would trust him with my life. And that was told to me by four of his references. Two of them being officers and another dispatcher. I would entertain that you vote and I know for a fact he's going to be a very good asset to us.
Definitely will.
I'll move that, we hired Lance Ledford as a certified police officer for the police department.
We were discussing any stuff.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
I'll second this. I'll second it. Good.
Discussion? Yes, Council.
Counselors. Yeah, I know this young man. He worked with my brother and was under him when my brother was sergeant. And he was a sergeant over there. And my nephew was kind of road supervisor. They always spoke good. Talking about, I think it'd be an asset to our police department. So I'd recommend that we approve this.
Council Baker?
Why'd you leave Rudosa?
It's a very long, complicated story, but basically I was tired of being treated like crap.
Sums it up.
No lawsuit pending or nothing?
There may be one for me, like I said.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, possibly, yeah.
Good question, thanks. Anything else, councilors? Roll call.
Counselor Faber,
Yes.
Counselor Proctor,
Aye.
Counselor Miller,
Aye.
Counselor Baseball. Hi. Motion carried.
Haven't completed city business, we're adjourned.